So what we're going to be doing right now is factoring trinomials. What is a trinomial? A trinomial is something that has three terms. This is a trinomial. 1, 2, 3 terms. A binomial has 2 terms because a bicycle is 2 wheels. Bicentennial is twice a year. I mean? So a trinomial or triceratops or tricycle or whatever is 3 terms, right? Um, after 3, we don't really have a name. We don't have a name for a quadrinomial, like 4-term thing. We just call it a polynomial at that point, which basically means more than 3. Okay, so if it has 5 terms or 6 terms or whatever, it's called a whatever. But we're not covering those. We're covering trinomials specifically. And what we want to do is we want to turn this trinomial into the factored form. Now, factoring is factoring these things is kind of like the opposite of foiling. It's kind of like, what is the opposite of multiplication? Division. Okay. When we FOIL something, that's kind of like our multiplication because we're multiplying every single term in there. It's our special formula for figuring out what to multiply, right? Factoring is kind of like taking this thing and breaking it apart. Okay? So let me show you. Let me actually FOIL a few of these for you, and hopefully we'll see a pattern. All right, let's try this. And I'm going to do the FOILing really quickly. So I've got x plus 7 times x minus 2. First outer inner last. I've got x squared. Outer is negative 2x plus 7x minus 14. X squared plus 5x minus 14. Got it? Got it? I mean, there's nothing new there. I didn't pull any wool over your eyes or anything. I want you guys to help me out with this one. This would be x squared. Let's see. Plus 4x minus 3x. So is it right with you if I just put plus 1x minus 12? Where did I get that 1x? By the way, I'm sorry. Say your name for the microphone. That way we know who's talking. Jordan. And all right, Jordan and Kiana, you guys are helping me out today. All right, so Kiana, where did you get that positive 1? I totally agree with you, 100%. Just tell me where you got that. All right, so I know that this number right here will come from the outers and the inners, right? Right, and the outer times the outer would be 4x, right? And the inner times the inner would be negative 3x. But those I already have seen in the past that I can add those ones in the middle because those will be like terms. So negative 4 plus 3, or I'm sorry, negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. All right? Good, good, good. We're speeding up this process here. By the way, looking at these numbers up here, where do you think I got the negative 12 from? Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Right? All right, good. FOIL this thing for me. And let's try to do it as quickly as possible. X minus 5, x minus 6. I know the first term is probably going to be an x squared. All right, what's the middle term going to be? Good, good. It's negative 11x, actually. Okay, what's the last term going to, or what is the third term in this thing going to be?
No, 35. 30, just 30.
Positive 30. Right. Okay, so here's the pattern that we want to see. This number is a result of these two numbers being multiplied by each other, right? And this number in the middle is a result of those two numbers being added together. Got it? Got it? Okay, good, 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 good. Then if you understand that, then we are at a huge advantage at this point. So check this out. I want to factor this thing right here, okay? And I want to look for, I know that it's going to have a parentheses like that. I want to factor this trinomial right here, okay? I'm going to guess that this trinomial is going to have an x here and an x here. All right. Now, what I really want to look for is I want to look for two numbers that I can use that multiply out to 18. All right. What are two numbers that multiply out to 18? Give me all of the numbers that multiply out to 18, the factors of 18.
9 and 2.
So 18. I can go 9 and 2. Good.
1 and 18.
9 and 2. 1 and 18. Good. That's another one. What else? Is there any more?
Yes. 6 times
3 and 6. I like that. All right, good. So I can go this and this, this and this, or this and this. We cool? Now, of these 6 different numbers, okay? Actually, this 1 and 18 has to be paired together. 9 and 2 paired together. Of these 3 different pairs, which of these can I add to get, because now I know that I can either have a 1 and 18 here, I could have a 9 and 2, I could have a 3 and 6 over here, right? But then now at this point they need to add up to be my middle number. And what is the middle number of this first trinomial? 9. So which of these pairs will add up to be 9? 1 plus 18 is 19. That's not good. 9 plus 2 is 11. 3 plus 6, that would work. It would have to be a positive 3 and a positive 6, right? Good. Positive 3, positive 6. So here's what we're going to do is I'm suggesting to you that this is the same as that. This and this is the same. This is my factored form. Here's my standard form. But it's saying the same thing. Let me prove that to you. To do that, I'm just going to do the reverse of it. X plus 6. I'm going to FOIL this. X squared, right? Plus 6x plus 3x plus 18. Got it? I can combine the middle terms. So I've got x squared plus 9x plus 18. Look, it's the same thing. So, one of the things that you do, to be honest with you, this game of factoring these things is really a game of just guessing and checking, which is why I've made you FOIL out so many things. I made you FOIL lots of problems, right? The reason being is because you'll need that tool in the back of your hand to be able to guess a problem and then check the work. And you want to be able to FOIL super quick. Okay? All right. What about this one? This one looks very similar to the first one. However, there's something different. How would that factored form look? I'm also guessing x and x. Okay? I want something that will multiply out to be positive 18, but add up to be negative 9. That one's kind of weird. Change what?
3 and 6 to negative.
Okay, all right. If I change 3 and 6 to negative, then negative 3 plus negative 6 gives me what?
Negative 9.
Negative 9. We're on the right track because that's the middle number, right? Does negative 3 times negative 6 give me positive 18?
Yes.
Because?
It cancels out.
Because a negative times a negative is a positive. You are absolutely right. Negative 3, negative 6. That's the answer. Booyah! That's what she's saying in her head, right? You're like, I'm bad to the bone. I got this. All right, let's try this one. This one I want it to be x and x. Okay. I want something that multiplies out to be negative 18. But when you add it together, it becomes the number 3. I'll give you a hint on how you do this. Okay. We kind of know that of these 3 candidates, okay, those are our 3 candidates for pairs, okay? And I guess the question is, what I ask myself is, for that middle number, I try to add it or subtract it in a way where I can get 3. Which one of these gives me 3 if I add or subtract them? Which one of these could I combine by addition or subtraction in some weird way to get the number 3? 9 and 2, I would say no. Because you go 9 minus 2, that would be 7. You could be 2 minus 9, that would be negative 7. You could be 9 plus 2, that would be 11. Or 2 plus 9, I mean, that's still 11. So I can't get the number 3 from this combination. This guy is out completely. 1 and 18. Can I add those together to get close to the number 3? No. I can't subtract them, I can't add them, I can't do any kind of funny shenanigans to be able to get them to be 18 using addition and subtraction only. Now you suggested 3 and 6 again. Okay, fine. 3 and 6. What would you have to do? Well, which one would you change? The 3 or the 6? The 6 to a negative. We can try that. Negative 6, positive 3. Ask yourself, does negative 6 times positive 3 give you negative 18? Yes, because a negative times a positive is still a negative, and 6 times 3 is 18. But does negative 6 plus 3 gives you positive 3?
No,
It gives you negative 3, so this is wrong, but we're close.
So it's going to be negative 3 and positive 6.
Okay, negative 3 and positive 6. Perfect. That is factored perfectly. I'll prove it to you by foiling out our answer and seeing if we get the right answer. So that would be x squared plus 6x minus 3x minus 18. That would be x squared plus 3x minus 18. Yes, you got the right answer. Very good. These are the same. All right, let's switch this up on you a little bit more. X, what do you think is going to go in here? 3 and 6, good. What? All right, we know it's going to be 3 and 6. We know one's going to be positive and one's going to be negative, actually. How do I know one is going to be positive and one is going to be negative? Well, because of this negative 18. Because with negative 18, 1 second. So, we're close. 3, 6, right? Now I want, and I know that one's going to be positive and one's going to be negative, because if you have a positive number times a negative number, that would give you the negative 18. Right? They both can't be negative, because then a negative times a negative gives you a positive, and I'm looking for a negative 18. So I know that there's going to be a positive and a negative. See, I'm teaching you my tricks. I'm teaching you the tricks that I'm learning. You think 6 is going to be negative, and 1 is going to be positive. Perfect. That's exactly it. Because the 6 needs to be bigger, because this is negative 3. The negative part has to be bigger. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you got it perfect. Exactly. The only thing I would change maybe is sometimes we like to write this as positive 3, negative 6. It doesn't really matter because you can multiply that in different order. Hey, Sneeb, why don't you have a seat right there? Can you see the computer screen all right? Have you ever done this factoring trinomials? Okay. Then we're going to stop the video. I'll recap for you. And then we will, we'll move on. This is super important.